much downloaded on my Xbox, and it wouldn't let me play any games.
Yeah,
oh my god.
I think I'm gonna have to delete Oblivion. I've not been enjoying it very much. It's taking
Yeah,
up a lot of
same.
space too.
I literally just deleted that, and
Yeah.
now I'm able to play. It's okay.
I have to fix my save because it got corrupted because I did too much. So I have to download it on my PC to fix it and then get it to sync with my Xbox.
I would quit right then and there.
Yeah, that's way too much work. Because I get it
Honestly, Richard, you should try Avowed. Much better Oblivion.
Right now, while I'm waiting, I'm just playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I'm really enjoying that. It's like scratching an old Final Fantasy itch that I haven't experienced since Final Fantasy X.
should get a cream for that.
Yeah, FF cream.
I am sure that Oblivion, like when it came out, was, you know, amazing and everything. And the remaster seems to be okay. I'd never played the original, but like it looks pretty sharp. But I was like, oh, this is just kind of an older game with a pretty like skin.
Yeah, well, it is an older game. I mean, really, most of the fun stuff you get to is when you unlock a lot of the cool, like, magical stuff, and you start to make your own spells and effects.
I need to defend Super Earth, Richard. I don't have time for that.
That's fine. We're all adults. We have limited time to actually play games.
Hate it. I curse it every time I see a game. It's like, I can't get invested in that. I'm already invested in a game.
Yeah, I mean, I curse it every single time that, you know, I haven't won the Powerball.
A very unlucky villain is the first to greet our heroes.
Oh, god damn it. Did he come in with me?
The pacifists are crushing the competition.
No, I got him.
Okay.
Fuck you, Boba.
That was a pretty badly timed charge on my part.
Watch out for the ball. Really dumb ball.
Ben, are you having some connection problems?
Get a shield when you can.
Ben, we need a shield, man.
There's a shield in the back you put down. All the way in the back.
Okay, well.
Yo.
You guys.
All right, everyone regroup. Everyone get back together.
Going in.
It's just two of them.
The two babies. One baby. A level 2. You might not. Yeah, you might not see how that fucking quit properly. Ah, they're up to 2 now.
You alright? Need any help?
Ooh, he switched out to his level 18.
Hey, what's up,
Darth
Nick?
Vader.
I haven't seen you around in a while.
Cannot hide forever.
My kill.
That's fine, it looked funny enough.
Hey, what's up, Winston?
No.
priorities. The conflict is only half over. Our daring madness from the Wookiee. Raise tossing bodies like rocks.
This isn't so bad.
Oh, Jesus. There.
I appreciate it.
Shot.
Epic string of takedowns Yoda has.
Oh no.
Organa's filling the garbage chute.
Hello.
Hi.
I wasn't having connection issues. I was on the phone,
Ah. Well, don't do that.
and when I'm on the phone,
Who could you possibly be talking to that's more important than this?
girlfriend,
The president?
president,
Or
Prime
your
Minister.
Prime Minister, or whatever
Prime
the fuck.
Minister,
Whatever the
Star-
fuck your fake government is.
my best mate, Keir Starmer.
A masterclass in the Force from the legendary Grandmaster of the Jedi. Ended the battle Master Yoda has.
Oh, the games are fine. I don't know if you've read, but Star Wars is having like a moment, right? Star Wars Battlefront is having like a moment right now. So there are lots of people playing. Lots of new players.
Supremacy lobbies fill up rapid now.
I saw a really shocked article today from one of the like gaming journalist sites. It was like Star Wars Battlefront II suddenly plagued with hackers on PC. And it's like
Been like that forever now.
it's like just because you just discovered Star Wars Battlefront doesn't mean the world just discovered it. Like
Shocking news. Water is wet.
the younglings are learning, we hope, that jumping and flying around are not a great idea.
They're not learning that specifically.
Yeah,
Not yet.
in my experience as a teacher, children learn nothing ever. So I'm doing 2 performances of this solo this weekend. Or, well, Sunday and Monday. So on Sunday for Gungans and Dragons, I will either come back in an extraordinary mood or a really bad mood,
All right.
depending on
Nowhere
how
in
it goes.
between. Well, I already posted Vim's report that you're going to come back to.
Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna need to do a
And you're going to have
tactics
you're gonna have-
discussion.
Yep, you're gonna have some NPC crew members come up to you with suggestions.
I just heard a British giggle.
The fate of the galaxy will be determined. Who will win? My process
He's still texting his girlfriend though.
light side victory is 850
Means sexting.
must be
Ben's too
They
powerful
don't
for
have
that.
sex in
I'm
the
not.
UK.
I'm not a
originally.
teenager anymore.
heroic first
Oh, so that's
impression.
why my wife wants to move over there with me.
Brutal.
Brutal. What about?
Water bottle.
See, you do a serviceable like southern thing. Like it's not amazing, but
Probably fit right in Texas.
I don't know. You're not anywhere. You're nowhere close to obese enough to live in Texas, Ben. You need to gain like 200 pounds.
Aren't they all incest down there?
Wait, what?
The further south you go, the more incest they get.
Well, that's like the southeast, like Alabama and shit.
Alabama.
Yeah.
In fact, you get some weird cases up north. In New Jersey, adult incest is actually legal.
What?
Yeah, the mayor of New York City famously married his first cousin or second cousin.
Standard procedure.
There are some religions that are okay with you marrying your second cousin.
There was, I mean, for the New Jersey thing, there was like a big article a few years ago where this like woman did like this big expose. She found her birth father, and then got into a romantic relationship with him.
You know what? Good for them.
The internet isn't always good.
I would argue that it's rarely ever good. I think it's become a force for evil.
Yeah.
The only places that it's good are on my Reddit Monstera channels, where everyone is just very helpful and supportive of the hobby. The last good place on the internet.
I have noticed that there are several hobby or like topic Reddit pages that are pretty solid.
Yeah. It kind of depends on how much moderation for the various different subreddits.
Like the Elite Dangerous subreddit is really good. The people there are generally really chill.
Unfortunately, Reddit kind of runs on the exploitation of moderators.
Kill spree halfway completed.
What's that? What happened to Kylo? He froze.
Froze himself.
Yeah.
People would use that ability a lot more judiciously if there was like a 10% chance you would freeze yourself on accident.
It's just like that farting thing that Mark pointed out in that one game. Where every 1,000th time your character farts when he crouches.
Oh, it's 100.
Every 100. Yeah, and then I suggested every 1,000th time he should shark.
Imagine wait, is this a game you're talking about?
So it's a first-person shooter game that's like that. Do you remember that Portal game
Yeah.
where you
Oh,
just
yeah.
shoot portals?
Hell yeah.
So
I love
it's
Portal.
like that with first person. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm gonna check it out. But what really made me want to try it out is every out of 100 crouches you do in the game, you have a chance of your character farting. Just doing a toot in the game.
Imagine the game that's just responsible for that bullshit.
Oh yeah, they even
Man
said that
after
there's
my own fart.
They probably got the same guy that did the floppy penis animation for Cyberpunk.
They said they're even considering lowering how much it happens if it gets annoying.
I will stop you!
Beta mad.
This Maul is starting to piss me off a little bit.
Where are you?
Tatooine's favorite son saved the day.
Didn't.
The Force will be with Luke Skywalker.
Most states allow you to marry a second cousin. I think some of the 13 states allow you to marry a first cousin. I don't know if I'd be playing genetic roulette like that.
Even to save the species, it wouldn't even be saving the species.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be pretty doomed in several generations.
Bottleneck yourself into just unfair.
Think about that the next time you read about Adam and Eve. Is this our first dark side match?
Yes.
Oh, we're still against absolute babies.
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing with the game being alive again.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like the competition was really rough before, anyway. Like, the only way we got really hard teams is if there were, like, 2 of us played.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
one of them
they
paid
knew
for
how
the
to
premium
parry.
version.
Hell yeah.
Slaves of the galaxy. I mean, people of the galaxy. It is time
Ben,
to
I looked on
witness the final
YouTube to see if I could find you a
the
code
eternal conflict, the battle of battles.
for pre-order skins. Yeah.
The villain
And I
ship
couldn't
arc.
find one because they used to have
Do
codes.
that?
Yeah, they used to have codes. You could.
I don't know if I could do that.
How much are those going for?
I don't know. I couldn't find any. And the last time, because I had a guy that I played with a lot. Like, God, it feels like just forever. It was forever ago, really. Who really wanted those pre-order skins, and so I found him a listing on eBay and sent it to him, and he bought it. It was, I think at the time it was like $2 or $3 or something for the code.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a big
You
deal.
don't know me. You know my weapons. You only want to
Yeah, his name was Bryce, and he was always very, very high, and called Palpatine's melee attack rapey hands. He was a very strange man.
You brought this on yourself.
I know you would know.
The raging
He
red
was
is on a Kylo spree.
he was a lot to deal with in general.
Oh no, Reggae Shark 666.
Do we know who that is? No. Then why
Monty was just mourning Kevin's fellow demon.
oh.
Oh, that freeze saved my life. Jesus Christ. Anakin was like literally mid-swing.
A fate worse than disintegration for the heroes.
Song. Oh, it's
No one's trying to make friends.
Also, Wenton, thanks for the vote of confidence. I just saw that message you sent. I'm expecting a good performance. I was telling Richard before we started that I started working on it like the second I knew I was doing the performance. So I've been working on it for a couple of months now.
He tried to put me in the pit.
Oh, Chewie. That must have sucked for you.
I remember when you were. Even then, I was better than you.
Ow! BB-8, motherfucker! Knocked my ass over.
He left.
Oh, he quit right after I killed him. Aw. Poor Anakin. It is embarrassing to be killed by BB-9.
There's frenzy there.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, you guys got played like a fiddle.
The Raging Ren is on a Kylo spree.
Take your shot. Toy not with our foe.
I know you're not the kind of person to slack off on practice. That depends. That really depends. I generally do. Even when I'm not like gearing up for something, I generally at least like do maintenance practice.
Not to speak it into existence, but how would you know if it was bad? Besides, like, from the obvious, someone like missing a note or something.
If what was bad?
The performance.
I have a lot of failure criteria actually. There's a really slow section I have really hard time breathing in, because it goes a long time without a breath, and it like managing my airflow through that section is really difficult. There's a lot of technical stuff that I can miss with my fingers. And in fact, there are a couple of them. There's one spot in particular that has this. In fact, hold on. This thing that I'm sending you is, it's just like a couple of bars, and you can tell that I'm worried about it because it's some of the only parts of the music I've actually written on, and it's awkward. Like it's very awkward for my fingers to do, and I've been getting it correct about like 88, 89% of the time, which makes me very nervous.
It's quite a high percentage.
Yeah, but you have to always assume that in a performance that like that 12% or whatever is going to be the percent that plagues you.
I have no idea what any of this means.
It's just a little it's just a little thing.
I got a message from Yo Days. Is he calling me a loser?
No, he's not wrong.
Please, what? Bertha touch grass. Please don't reply. I'm scared. In brackets.
Okay.
Just hoping to grow up.
The end of this piece, by the way, ends on a note that is outside of the usual playable range of the saxophone, called the altissimo range, which is notoriously hard to access
Comes to the defenders of the light.
without a lot of practice.
Is it a high note? A
Yeah,
low note?
no, it's a high note. Yeah, yeah. My low notes are fixed. I can go down to a low B flat. I can stick my foot in the bell and get down to a low A, but that is the lowest that I can go on saxophone on any saxophone. And on the saxophone, you can go pretty high past the written range because they're just like controlled squeaks, pretty much.
The nice guys aren't finishing last this
Oh,
time.
shit.
That's a dumbass Vader.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Jimmy, mute it.
Domination by the light side.
Be swift. More on the way.
They're all dead. Oh, it's complicated.
Brown over here. I'm all.
He actually spawned in front of me. That's so unfortunate.
Oh, sorry, Leia. I kind of fucked you on that a little bit. Ah. Oh, watch out, guys. Guys.
Organa's filling the garbage chutes.
There's another one.
What song are you playing? I'm playing a piece by Bernard Haydn called Diversion, which is one of the first, if not
Increase
kind of the
fatality
first
reduction by
big
50% to
work that was
unchained
written
victory.
specifically for saxophone and wind band. It's a really cool piece. Got a lot of different faces. Like there's part of it that's like a tango-ish kind of a thing, and then there's like an oompa band thing in there. There's a really pretty barcarolle, which is the part I can never breathe during.
You think a saxophone would sound good with a bagpipe?
I don't think
Attached
anything.
to it?
I don't think anything would sound good with a bagpipe. I think bagpipes sound terrible. I really do not enjoy the bagpipe in general.
Good bagpiping?
So here's a quiz for you, Daniel.
It is a reed instrument, by the way.
Which British nation invented the bagpipe?
Well, it'd be Scotland, right? Didn't they make them out of sheep stomachs?
Incorrect. Different thing.
Oh, I I didn't care that much about the bagpipes to know that, honestly. I do know they made it out of sheep stomachs. I remember that part of my ethnomusicology class. Because I was like, oh god, that's vile. They just pulled the stomachs out of sheep. And they're like, let's make an instrument.
What a lovely tune this shall
Yeah,
be.
let's squeeze it and see what sound it makes.
I mean, aren't most of the original like strings of like
Yeah, they're
instruments,
like, yeah,
based
they're,
off of animal guts?
yeah, they're good. Like gun strings.
Humans are all about repurposing organs for music. Surprised there isn't an instrument out there that was just made out of a hollowed out wood or something.
Well, it'd be a gourd instrument, right? Probably be like some kind of percussion instrument.
I guess it depends on the size of the instrument. Oh, there are 2 golds there. Sucks to be them.
I have a there's a guy that was my professor back when I was doing my undergrad, and we played together in this band. He's a trumpet player, but he's also like really into bagpiping, like really into it. He's got like a kilt and everything. And I think the first time I ever heard one live was we did when I was an undergrad. The concert band did some music from Braveheart, and there wasn't a bagpipe part for it because it's for a wind band, but we just kind of made one up to make it sound cooler. And I remember him coming to that rehearsal with his bagpipes, and how unbelievably loud it was. Like, bagpipes are so insanely loud. Like, you need hearing protection.
Especially if you don't like the sound of them.
Yeah.
What map are we on now? Oh, Dawn Agent Plus.
He also plays like a really mean, like Irish fife, and those actually sound really amazing. They sound pretty cool.
I'm always mesmerized by really good hurdy-gurdy players.
Yeah, I didn't even really know what that was until most music majors have to take a class called ethnomusicology. It's like a study of different, non-American and usually non-Western musical traditions and stuff. And he had someone come in with a hurdy-gurdy, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
This is the coolest fucking
It is. It is really neat, and the sound it makes is cool, but it's like, what kind of drugs do you have to consume to come up with this as an idea?
Right, like I've subscribed to like a really good player on YouTube, and he does like some of the most fascinating sounding songs. Like he can play like techno music on that fucking thing, and there's not an ounce of electricity.
Underway, and already a villain has fallen. Evil slithers past our heroes.
He did a really good cover of some of the Witcher songs.
Yeah, some of that old Renaissance-y stuff would sound really good on the hurdy-gurdy. That's by the way, that's one thing I noticed in Oblivion that I really liked was the music that was recorded for the live music they recorded, because some of it's like electronic, and it's not like it doesn't sound great, but the stuff that they actually recorded for it with live instruments, like that music's really good. I also felt the same way about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Has a really good soundtrack.
Poison fills your veins. Hunt is silenced. The hunt is waiting.
Count Dooku is on a royal rampage. The Raging Ren is on a Kylo spree.
It is over.
Damn. Bagpipes were designed as weapons of terror. I believe that.
Makes sense. I mean, golfing was originally designed as a weapon.
Bye, Kylo.
Enemy numbers still need to be reduced by half. Trandoshan thunder from boss.
Oh, poor Obi-Wan.
I always find it kind of fascinating about the like the different origins of instruments like that. Like the sax one, Adolf Sax was trying to make a metal bass clarinet.
You move clumsily, graceless.
Someone also nearly killed him for that invention, because in France they were doing an expo. The French Republican Guard was going to give out a contract for a new instrument that they wanted to have in their army bands. And so a bunch of people entered, and they did an expo for all of the finalists. And Adolf Sax brought his instrument and forgot in his shop like the reeds that you need to play saxophone. And he sent his assistant back, and there was a guy waiting there and like murdered his assistant, thinking that it was him, because they wanted that military contract. Yeah, saxophone players love their drama. It's a problem.
So is the French horn actually French, or is
No.
that like English muffins?
No, it's German. The French horn is German, and the English horn is French.
Nice. I love how you like to make like false advertising like that.
I'm not even sure how that even... in fact, French horn players don't call it the French horn, they just call it the horn. Like, they'll be the first... They're very pretentious about it. They'll be the first to tell you that it's not a French horn.
It is just a horn. I do not understand this French horn. Like French fries. I'm sick of it.
That's how they say it.
Yeah, I can tell. I can affirm.
Ha ha ha, oui, oui, oui.
That's all I got.
I love how much you loved busting out your French accent.
You gotta rock it.
I could feel your stress from the week just pouring out of you.
You know, now that you mention it, that is exactly what was going on there.
Just speak like a Frenchman for 10 minutes, and then all the stress will just leave your body.
Oh God, no, never that.
It's like 10 minutes is a long time.
1 minute is a long time.
Oh no, I am stuck like this. That's when you know you've had a mini stroke.
Mhm.
It was like that Reddit post, I think, that was like hit the front page like a month ago, where a guy decided to, in his interview, to do a fake British accent here in America, and they hired him thinking he was British, and then he was panicking because they were going to make him their liaison to their London office, and he was
It's fucking
asking
hilarious.
for advice.
Liaison's another French word. You have to say that in a French accent.
Liaison. My wife would do that better. She actually knows some French. Oh no, I didn't pick. Okay, there we go. I shall be Obi-Wan. All sabers.
Heroes of the galaxy face off against villains without a sense of humor. Who will have the last laugh? The battle's barely underway, and already a villain has fallen.
I get nervous This is over.
Did any of you guys ever watch Xena the Warrior Princess?
Yeah, the entire series several times.
Chris and I, when we did the podcast the other day, we had the theme song like stuck in our head.
Love that fucking theme song.
Yeah.
By the way, since we're talking about ethnomusicological facts, there's a special kind of like Norwegian singing that is featured in that theme. That's an all-women's choir called Rodope Sing. It's like it's a style that's like particular to like these hills and like I don't know, some like vaguely Eastern European.
Yes, speed me for Phasma.
Your cheery disposition. Must we do this again, General?
Organa's filling the garbage chute.
I also brought up the fact that so that show was on like USA, along with Highlander, which had this like real badass song that Queen sang for the intro.
I remember the intro.
Yeah, you would remember it if you heard it. I bet it's it's pretty legendary.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, also, because we're talking about Xena, just a reminder to everyone, Kevin Sorbo is a piece of shit.
Oh no, he really is terrible.
Yeah, fuck Kevin Sorbo.
The reason this came up, by the way, is because I've been watching the Battlestar Galactica reboot with Chris, and Lucy Lawless plays a Cylon. Like one of the Cylon models, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was she in the prequel or the main show?
She was in the Ron Moore reboot.
Because I know, like, during the main run of the show, they then did, like, a mini-series where it was a prequel on, like, the 13 colonies.
Yeah, it was called, like, Caprica or something.
Yes, Caprica.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
About that for ages. Yeah, I still have in my house a couple of props from the reboot Battlestar Galactica series. I have one of the panels from the Galactica that was on screen several times that monitored the fighters as they went out. And
the Dratus console.
Yeah, and I have and
I've seen that show way too many times, by the way. Like,
it lights up and everything, and I have the medical props that they used for like several different characters for like when they were in the med bay, where they actually bothered to put in like, you know, writing that's accurate. So it's kind of cool.
Hey, what's up, Tyrone? Yeah, we were we've been watching the Caprica. It's the prequel that you're talking about. Was like we watched it. It's not very good.
No.
And in fact, looking every time I come back to Battlestar, because I'll watch it every few years, and I do have fond memories, because that show has a lot of good stuff in it. But you can tell the areas of the show where like things started to get stale, and then they're like, oh shit, how do we goose this? Like, how do we goose viewership? Because it gets kind of weird in places.
Mm-hmm.
It's like any other network, you know, TV show.
I got a bit annoyed when Stargate tried to follow the trend of Galactica with the last show that they put on, where they tried to make it like Stargate mixed with Battlestar Galactica, and it's like, wrong vibe. Yeah,
they're definitely also we discovered, by the way, so a famous thing in the Battlestar Galactica reboot is that all of their screens and all of their paper shapes are octagonal, like they cut the corners off. Yep. Except we found out that they didn't do that with their post-it notes.
Yeah, because all the medical documents that I have for the files, they're octagonal.
Yeah.
Octagonal.
Yeah, we're watching an episode, and there was a prop. It was like a bunch of sticky notes, and we were like, motherfucker, like these are just square sticky notes. How dare they?
Since you like the show so much, I'll see if I can find those props, since, you know, we're still in the midst of trying to get the house ready to sell, and I'll send you some pictures, since they were only kind of. It's interesting what they say.
I have a model that I have a Mark II Viper that I built that was on our set display until fairly recently. Like I'm really into that show. I think I might be one of the few people I've met that like it, that wasn't really that upset by the ending either.
I think the ending might have. I don't know. I can't. Oh, jeez, it's been so long since I watched it. I thought the ending was okay, but I think it could have been done a bit better. It felt like it was in a bit of a rush, the ending. But I think that's because they got canceled, but they got given like the opportunity to finish the series, so they had to wrap up like what they wanted to do in 12 episodes in like 3.
Yeah, they were lucky to get the amount of seasons they had, if I'm being honest. Like, I love that show, but it had some real serious structural problems. Oh, that's my blue lightsaber.
I won't give up.
I'm also I was from the very beginning of watching that show. I was an Adama Rosalind shipper from the beginning.
I did like those two characters
Yeah.
together. They did trauma bond quite a bit.
Yeah. Also, they're both brilliant actors. Edward James Olmos is amazing. So is I can't remember the one who plays Rosalind.
Oh yeah, because I've seen her as like a character actress on other things.
Yep. Yeah, she was in Fall of the House of Usher with Mark Hamill. And she was really good in that too. I have no idea why I threw this playing.
That was one of the shows that I did occasionally watch with my parents, but I learned pretty early on that this was the wrong show to watch with my parents with all the fucking sex scenes.
The Fall of the House of Usher?
No, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah, so that's a running joke with Chris and me, by the way, when we watch it, because every time Trisha Helfer is in a scene, she's trying to fuck something. Like, which I think was by design, because I think they knew, like, men really liked her.
Yeah, they encouraged that quite a bit.
Yeah, whenever Trisha Helfer's on screen, it's like, legally, how much of her tits can we show on sci-fi?
Yeah, I mean, now knowing what I do, having worked as an actor for a while, and knowing that was done in the era before intimacy coordinators, I just wonder how awkward that was for her.
I have a really hard time believing that the guy that plays Gaius Baltar isn't a creep just because of his character. It's really hard for me to separate the two.
Yeah, that's the bad. That's the issue when you get a role like that and you're really good at it.
He was in a rom-com, like a '90s rom-com that I recently I discovered it.
All hail the Dark Lord of Kill Streaks.
For the longest time when that show kind of started, I thought that he was the same that was the same actor as Julian Bashir on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Because they look really similar.
Anger and hate seize the day as Kylo Ren makes
I guess they were both vaguely British. Never really cared for the Galactic reboot. Also, the season got weird and discontinuous. Yeah, it kind of went off into some different directions. Where right now we are in the we're I think at the last couple of episodes of season 2. I think where I think they're about to find New Caprica, and I think Baltar is about to win the presidential election. And the thing with the Cylon baby is really weird, in the fact that like Baltar and Six think it's their baby. And then also this other thing too about like the Cylons believing in like the Christian God always was really strange to me.
Yeah, definitely kind of bizarre.
Also, I think I generally fast forward, and with the exception of when I watch with Chris because he hasn't seen it before, so we don't fast forward through anything. But I generally fast forward through all of the scenes or episodes that happen on Cylon occupied Caprica. Like, I don't like any of those scenes, and the color grading is really weird because we were doing this thing in the mid-aughts in shows like that where like everything was real sepia tone, like color graded, and it's really strange and bizarre.
Wasn't that part of the choice that they had? I think I saw like a little director commentary of that once, where it was like, yeah, we didn't want the audience to forget that like the Cylons
They had irradiated, yeah.
planets. Because,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
it's
you
supposed to
can't
have a
irradiate
weird. It's supposed to have like a
people.
weird sheen to it, but it's hard to watch too because nothing fun ever happens in those scenes. Even with the Carl Agathon, Sharon, B plot that happens on Caprica is still weird.
It would have been entertaining to find out at some point that, like, their belief in a god had been programmed into them.
What? See, that's another area where that show really comes off the rails because they introduce the mega Cylons later on that end up being like Saul and his wife and fucking the president's aide is one of them. Tyrell, I think.
Oh yeah,
And
that's when they were trying to add like more elements of like intrigue and get people interested in the show in the later seasons, right?
Yeah, because we knew from the start how many Cylon models there were, and at the beginning, we only knew a couple of the models, what they looked like. Like we knew what Six looked like, and I think we knew what like Sharon looked like. And then later on, we find out. Let's go to the menu and get a different lobby. We meet a few more, and then after a while, we know who they all are. And then after that, it's like, well, one of the cool things about this show was who's a Cylon. And then when you figure out who all the models are, then it's not really a mystery anymore. So they kind of like tacked on the final four or whatever. My dad has my dad is a really huge original Battlestar Galactica fan, and he liked the reboot a little bit. My father, the military man, often refers to the later parts of the reboot as a soap opera, which is why he doesn't like it, because I suppose it wasn't explodey enough for him. But he built this like studio scale Battlestar Galactica that is like 3 feet long or something. It's just like really impressive model that he built. I think I saw the same documentary as Richard. I know the crappy coloring was intentional. Yeah. But that's the thing, is that like Battlestar Galactica wasn't the only show at the time that was doing weird color grading like that.
Yeah, I mean, at least they had somewhat of an excuse to do it. Mostly because they assumed the audience was going to be too stupid and forget the fact that these planets were ruined and irradiated.
Yeah, you could definitely tell by the way how little they trusted their audience, because they would front load every episode with this extended previously on, and then the opening credit sequence would include a fast cut of a bunch of scenes in the episode that you're about to watch. So like, it's almost like watching a little trailer for the episode before the episode, like right before the episode started. They were really wanting people to understand what was happening in the story and stick around to see what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back to not selecting characters.
Oh, did we scare someone away?
Yeah. I mean, I could scare them more. Hold on, let me pull out a max. Okay, now switch back to something lower. I mean, that must be pretty intimidating as a level 1, being like, wait, what the fuck is a max? Wait, what? Why are those in 3 digits?
It's 900. What?
You can get that high in this
Did the
game?
levels go that high?
Are they hacking?
Whether it's piles of castle stones or piles of victims, it's a sentence of hard labor for the heroes
Sorry,
and
I
villains
messed up
battling for
there.
supremacy today. The light is immediately snuffed out.
You should lay down your good thing. I must have really hit a nerve.
That should have killed. You know what? Fuck you. Coming back to Palpatine. Fuck that bullshit.
Watch out, Vader.
Good.
I'm gonna drop some mines when they're ready, Vader. So you might want to back up just a little bit. Oh shit! There's a Leia behind us.
Shit. Almost got me. I think they got a Chewie now.
Okay.
No, that's not good for me.
Go back to your master.
Only I could catch you.
The Raging Red is on a Kylo spree.
The scorekeeper has her preferences.
Trandoshan Thunder from Boss.
Where you going, Luke?
Do my methods disturb you?
Readjust priority. The conflict is only half over.
Block doesn't last forever, Anakin.
Dispensing toxins.
Bring your arms. Ready.
The Emperor of Extermination strikes again.
Thanks, joke.
I've never hunted a princess.
The Raging Red is on a Kylo spree.
Shall we continue?
Not an ugly lizard joke to be heard as Boss silences the
Hey, what's up,
competition.
April?
Hey, April.
Let's go do Starfighters a little early. We'll be done earlier tonight.
Alright. Alright, that's good.
There's only
Thanks
so
again.
much.
I'm gonna jump off because I'm fucked.
Well, have a good
You're
night.
fucked. Alright, have a good one.
Sweet dreams.
Enjoy.
You
See you in a bit.
drowsy little cunt.
I told you he was faking it. If he was really British, he would have said, "I'm knackered."
You sussed him out.
Isn't that kind of like an older slang word?
I don't know. I'm not British. I'm not making those lies.
They're he's like Ben's.
think
Ben
we need to
very
start
much
doing
is
that.
like a Gen Z. I'm sure they have their own strange.
He's a younger cunt.
Yeah, and like you know how Gen Z is in America, like they're just like.
hmm
they're, what's a good word for Gen Z folks in America? Incomprehensible. You just cannot understand a word, like anything that they mean.
Type shit.
Skibbity.
No, that's
Yeah, that's younger.
the
That's
next
young,
one.
yeah. It's funny because
God, I don't ever want to work with that generation.
that's the thing is I teach some kids that are that age and they never say shit like that. I wonder maybe
Well,
if it's a thing they only do when they're in packs.
Yeah, yours have learned to mask.
They fear for their lives.
Well, Monty, if you're gonna stay in America, you know they never want us to retire over here, so you'll eventually have to work with that generation. You'll be the old man in the office. I remember back before 9/11. We could keep our shoes on.
Yeah, I remember having realizing that I had students that either didn't remember 9/11 because they were really little or they just hadn't been born yet. And then I realized that me realizing that was a long time ago. And that there is an entire generation of children that were born now far after it happened.
Mm-hmm. All they've known is this world.
It's like I still remember when my dad would like when I would like fly somewhere. Like my dad could see me out. Like he could go to the plane and see me out.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I remember that.
And asking to go see the cockpit before a flight
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And having the pilot just fucking show you.
I remember when we didn't have a Department of Homeland Security. That was a product of 9/11.
Well, I pissed off this guy by shooting him down.
Analysis. Venator bridges critical. Intensify attack.
Guys,
Hyena class bombers have
do
completed
it on my own
their
terms.
attack run.
Monty, how many turrets are left?
Tell Richard to be
even
nice. I'm
realize
almost old enough to
there
be
were
two of
turrets.
him. You're old enough to be two of Richard?
How'd you know what Richard's age
That
is, huh?
Venator's
That's what was
disabled.
that was my
Continue
next question.
attack.
'Cause
Clear
I don't know
out
how old
enemy
he is.
fighters.
Keeping that shit to myself.
I've been 35 for several years. For at least 2 years, I've been 35.
I am old enough that for an entire year, I thought I was 1 year older than I actually was. So I kind of like wasted a year thinking I was older. It sucked so much.
Oh, that's awful.
That horrible moment of realization, like a week before my birthday. Of no.
At least it wasn't like around when you were like 21, where you thought you were turning 21 and you were just turning 20. Like that would have sucked pretty hard.
I mean, it never mattered to me. I've
Where
never
you
drank.
see a battlefield, I
21
see
didn't
opportunity.
mean shit to me.
I feel like I stopped drinking when I was 21 because the novelty kind of
Same
wore
here.
off.
I got
I mean,
over it. I drank so heavily before.
Yeah,
20.
it's like, well, now that I'm allowed to,
Over
fuck
it.
you. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want. I won't drink.
It's too expensive now.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, if it had mattered to me, I went to university in the UK where the drinking age is 18.
Oh yeah, so it's definitely available.
I dated a guy when I was a freshman in my undergrad. I dated a guy who was 21. So like, alcohol was freely available.
The hardest part about like not drinking in the UK is like whenever I told anybody, "Oh yeah, sorry, I don't drink." Do you know the most common response was, "Ah yeah, well you know you still have a pint then, right?"
Didn't we talk about
You
ages
don't
of?
drink to get drunk.
Didn't we talk about ages at one point? Most of you in your mid-30s. Well, Matt and I are exactly the same age. We were born on the same day. I can't remember.
I will admit that.
I think I
am
know that
in-
Monty and I must be close to the same age given our shared.
I just turned 37.
Yeah, I think I'm a year or two older than you. But we share some similar like childhood landmarks in entertainment. Like, not everyone has actually watched a bunch of Xena the Warrior Princess. That's an age group.
Yeah. And the only and it was originally a spin-off of Hercules, right?
Yep. She was a spin-off character.
I do hate how they like didn't let her lesbian romance be explicit. They just had to be friends.
They're out of action.
Yeah, they would cuddle.
Yeah, that was
Gabrielle.
that was a subtext that was kind of lost on me. I think when I was a kid. Like I don't think I understood that, and I wish I had because.
Would have been a little more helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, like the best I had was a couple of gay characters from Degrassi when I was in high school. Like that's what I had. And Brokeback Mountain, I guess, toward the later half of high school.
Can't take much more. I've executed the terms of our contract.
Cruisers destroyed. Clear the air of enemy fighters. Separatist dreadnought detected.
I also watched a lot of Hercules, a lot of Kevin Sorbo Hercules. I remember there was
I enjoyed the Andromeda show he was in.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, where their powerful ship got stuck in that fucking black hole, which caused the time distortion.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a Hercules miniseries that I remember that really scared me as a kid called The Maze and the Minotaur.
It's vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it was like a dude in a Minotaur suit, and it really scared me when I was little.
And you watch it as an adult, and you're like, wait, what the fuck was I scared about?
Yeah.
Systems offline.
really chubby dude in a Minotaur mask.
Yeah,
This
because
greasy, dirty, chubby dude.
Yeah.
Unimpressive.
Overload successful. Shields are down.
A few characters like
Concentrate
that. There's
all fire
a
on
butcher
enemies.
from the movie Legend
We have
Uh,
them on the run.
on Cruise. It was like a really scary scene, and then that's exactly what it was when I rewatched it. I'm like, oh, he's kind of cute. He's just doing his thing.
did you ever see the early 2000s Tom Cruise movie called Vanilla Sky?
Oh yeah.
That real like weird, fucked up. I remember seeing that as a kid and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I remember being weirdly freaked out about the Super Mario Brothers movie scene.
Oh
Where-
yeah, I
where-
watched that
where
movie
they-
a lot.
Droid
Where
bombers
they transformed like Toad into like that monster. The scene where like his face all just like gets distorted and then he turns
It was
into
pretty
like
horrific.
that was like a hard note from kid me.
Yeah, so Mr. Sunday Movies, which is a YouTube channel, did a really good video on that movie in general, and there were so many production problems with that movie. Everyone, the directors were a brother sister pair that everyone really hated.
Wasn't like Bob Hoskins just like completely
yet
flabbergasted on the set? He's
Oh,
like, what the fuck
he
are
was.
you doing?
Well, no, he was constantly drunk.
Oh.
He was. He had an ongoing battle with alcoholism anyway. But he was like nearly blackout drunk for every scene.
Yeah, that tracks for that fucking movie.
Victory conditions fast approaching. Concentrate.
He's a
fire
real
on
actor right
agents.
there.
It is fucking annoying to act with, to be on set with actors like that, though. I once got heat stroke on a production where the guy showed up completely blind, stinking drunk on set. There was no AC. I was in a costume from head to toe,
Defenders
and
cleared for ground
we did
assault.
over 40 takes because he couldn't get his fucking lines right. Zach Galifianakis was with him at the time, and Zach Galifianakis was a great guy. Like he was acknowledging like how uncomfortable the situation was. He was trying to diffuse things in between takes, but like this guy, I still forever to this day consider him like one of the biggest pieces of shit that I've ever been on set with.
Where Mario was concerned, if the other people participating had to choose between Bob Hoskins and the directors, they even with his rampant drunkenness, they would have been on his side. Like they hated those directors. Everyone hated those directors so thoroughly.
Oh, and for anybody interested, the piece of shit I'm talking about is Jason Schwartzman, and the show was bored to death.
Jason Schwartzman. What's that?
I thought you meant
Look
Jason
that
Bateman
face
for a
up.
second. I was like, I refuse to believe that Jason Bateman's a bad person.
No, Jason Schwartzman. I mean, I'm not calling him a bad person. I'm calling him a fucking drunk who came onto set. So
That is his name, right? Jason Bateman.
Yeah, Jason Bateman.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
but Zach
Jason
Galifianakis,
Schwartzman.
yeah, he was a class act on set.
Eyes on the prize. Stop them from firing on the Venator's bridges. Get in there. Bodyguard!
He was in this indie band in the early 2000s. They have this one song that I really like.
Who are we talking about?
Jason Schwartzman, ironically.
Well, I met him in person, and yeah, don't meet your band heroes, I guess.
He's not a band here. I said they have one song I like. All their other songs.
He vaguely
suck.
remembered liking the song, I believe is what he said.
Good. I was giving you more opportunities to insult him. I fucked you. He has like
I don't even remember the band name.
I mean, I could easily imagine him as someone who has like a Google alert for like whenever someone mentions him.
Oh yeah.
It'd be great if that's how he found out what Jedi Knight
Yeah,
I'll take the view.
He starts adding you. His Twitter.
He's like, you gotta get rid of you guys. You have to get rid of Richard. I can't support the channel unless you get rid of Richard.
Just label this stream "Fuck you, Jason Schwartzman."
Nope.
Good morning, Alexa. Have there been any mentions of me?
We'll find out that
I
he's
found
like,
it.
he probably plays Battlefront.
He's like, she says, I found a stream called "Fuck You, Jason Schwartzman."
If that showed up in an Alexa prompt, I would be shocked. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, April, did you not mow your grass when you were supposed to? We had a neighbor that moved in it's like a month or two ago. And they've got their hands full. They've got like a few kids. They have like a whole herd of like rabbits and chickens and shit. And they look like they were just trying to like get caught up because moving is extraordinarily stressful. And they didn't mow their yard for like 2 months, and it got really bad. And one of our neighbors called the city on him because I was walking my dogs.
So shit.
Yeah, I was walking my dogs past his house when the city guy showed up. And I heard the city guy like, I hate to be this guy, but someone called and complained, and I immediately was like, it wasn't me. And then I went and got my mower and brought it over to him, and I was like, I'm not sure if you guys have a problem with yours or whatever, but you're more than welcome to use mine because I have like an electric mower and shit. And, like, he has an electric mower too. It's just his batteries didn't work. Something happened to the batteries or whatever.
Yeah, someone once called the city on us about our chickens, but we adhered to all of the guidelines, so.
I don't think anyone cares about his chickens. I mean, to be fair, his yard did look really bad. And around here, not that I mind so much about this because I actually quite like snakes, and I would like to have them in my yard because they chase the ground squirrels away and shit. But that's a really good way to have a snake infestation on the street, is to have like this really nice yard. But also, the man had just moved, and he was like trying to get his life in order and shit, and had a whole herd of kids and rabbits and fucking chickens and shit.
Yeah, fucking dead batteries is the lowest priority every fucking time you look at the priority list.
Yeah.
What a welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I went over it because I remember our first couple of months living here, someone called animal control on us because our dogs were barking, which my dogs don't even really bark at people. They kind of keep to themselves. So I'm not really sure how that even ended up happening, but I suspect might have been the same person. And so I went over with the lawnmower and I was like, look, there are people on this street that will call the city or call whoever about anything. They're just, they've got nothing better to do, and that's just how they are. So, all right, boys, that's going to be the end tonight, I believe.
On that note, fucking neighbors.
Yeah.
Let's have a good one.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Have a good night.
All right. I do believe we're doing some more Battlefront tomorrow, and then Gungans and Dragons on Sunday at 7. So, or 7:30ish. We'll say 7:20, 7:30ish. 2 rabbits may not be a herd to start. Oh, he's got more than 2 rabbits. It's like an enclosure of rabbits. Like, he's got more than 2. What's up, Steve? Steve, you missed the whole thing. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Battlefront. I hope to see you.